welcome to Hack the Dino. This is our gaming cast where we talk about the past, present, and future of gaming. Guess who's back? Back again. Braden's back. Tell your friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Ben Rosenthal. And I am joined by my co-host for this evening. Our Millennial Falcon's flown right into our...
Back to the nest.
Dome of happiness.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Non-sexual. Welcome, Braden Dixon. He's back.
Hello. It's good to be back. It's been a real hoot and holler tonight so far.
What a night to come back.
Shout out to the Insta Live Twitch stream.
For the podcast listeners, you may be listening. You will be listening to this after the event has actually transpired. Usually we stream over at twitch.tv/hackthedino. We stream live, then we cut that up, and that goes out as the podcast, and that goes out as our YouTube videos and the clips that you'll see throughout the week. However, this evening, our computer decided that it didn't want to play nice.
Nah, no internet, please.
We have not had any internet. We have driven to Anto's house, picked up his PC, and brought it back here, only for the internet to work. And then as we were about to go live, for the internet not to work. So we decided to do the only reasonable and rational thing. And that is get my phone, go to Instagram Live, stream that as we record this. So hopefully everything should be the same, except for the Twitch people don't get to see what's going on. But enough of that. Anto, how are you?
I'm as good as you can be after running around for 45 minutes trying to get shit to work.
I was saying to Braden before, there hasn't been a cluster like this since the old days of Hack the Dino. Does it bring back fond memories, Braden?
Oh, this is like classic Hack the Dino. I'm getting throwbacks to like 2019, 2020 Hack the Dino.
You're getting throwbacks to the time that Dan's house flooded.
Yeah.
We started the stream.
It's not quite as chaotic as that, but it's still quite chaotic.
I can still have images of Dan...
Up
standing on a chair, on a gutter, ripping all this stuff out so his house doesn't flood, and it pouring rain, and you, me, and Floppy just sitting there going, what do we do?
Yeah, how do we help this situation? It was like, I didn't ever felt more useless. Like, we're trying to help Claire, like, lay towels down and stuff. Oh my God, it was amazing.
But never mind. Where there's a will, there's a way. There's no wills here, but we have ways. Way to go. Braden, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, man. I've been up to basically just work in uni, work at the wonderful Greenlight Comics in Adelaide CBD, and uni at, uni. They don't get a shout out. They're getting so much money out of me.
They don't need anything more than your attendance.
God, no.
Yeah.
Well, they do need assessment pieces to give me a grade, but I'll get that piece of paper. I'll get that piece of paper.
You're gonna frame it? Put it on a frame?
Oh, maybe. We'll see. We'll be lucky if I pin it to a chalkboard. Chalkboard?
Yeah.
Corkboard is what I meant to say.
Do you even know what a chalkboard is?
I think there were some of them when I was in reception. Maybe.
Do you recall them?
No.
No?
No, I see them in movies sometimes.
You never had the fun of having a chalkboard duster, which is what they used to use to get the chalk off them.
I remember chalkboard dusters.
Right. Do you remember?
I don't remember chalkboards very much.
And when they hit them, they won't explode in chalk.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah. And then you also used to put it on your hand,
Ooh.
and then walk past someone and go, "Hey man, how you going?" And like
leave a massive handprint. Yeah. That sounds like some classic school kid comedy.
That's the kind of kid I was. But I'm old now and outgrown all those antics. Well, I've got you, Braden.
Yo.
What have you been playing lately?
I have been on a bit of a kick this last week because I'm not the biggest Batman fan. Mm-hmm. I work in a comic book shop.
Well, you're not quite 6 foot yet, are you?
Well, no. I'm not the biggest Batman fan, but I have been on an absolute bender of my favorite Batman things recently because of the new movie, which I went and saw, and I loved it.
Oh, really?
Yes. My favorite type of Batman. Oh, what was that?
No spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Batman's in it.
Batman is in it. He's in it a lot.
So Zoe Kravitz, and she's amazing.
She's fantastic. Well, that's the thing. Everyone in the movie. I'm not going to review the movie. We did that on another podcast.
Which podcast is that?
That's Millennial Movie Talk. MMT. It's a movie podcast.
Oh, wow. Where can I see that?
Spotify or your podcast of the choice, or on YouTube over at Millennial Movie Talk.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. Right.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I wouldn't use the internet up on that though. It needs to be used on Instagram. But no, so I've been on a real Batman bender, and it sent me back to, I just wanted to play the Arkham games.
Nice.
Because I love those as like one of the few pieces of Batman things that I really, really love.
Do you know what I really love? Security codes I need to log into my Instagram account, which are on my phone. Oh, wait, I've got it.
Oh, there you go. Oh, thank you, Apple, for your integrated network.
Wait, I've lost it.
Just very quickly, I'm going to do my best to like put stuff up we're talking about on screen so that the recording is there. But I'm getting messages repeatedly all across everything I'm using saying, your internet connection is so poor, we're using the latest sync/archived version of whatever I'm trying to do.
Wowzers, that's incredible. That is something.
Seriously, the run sheet, it's been popping up repeatedly for the last, 10 minutes. Opened the last synced version due to extremely poor connection.
Oh, rough stuff. We love it. We'll imagine Batman Arkham Games because, we've all seen them, all played them. They've been around for, probably like a decade, I think. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's... there's the other podcast. Ooh, look at that. So Millennium Movie Talk, the most recent 2 episodes, we've been talking about the Batman. We also did a little review for it. In our most recent episode, we somehow ended up on a tangent of talking about well-hung actors.
William Dafoe?
We didn't mention Willem Dafoe.
You didn't mention the human tripod himself.
No.
He's like the most hung actor. How can we not talk about him?
We were talking about Michael Fassbender.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that dude is that. Yep.
Well, see, that's not fair because he's really attractive as well.
Yeah,
So
and
that's just-
the best was on the podcast because Steph mentioned it. Colin Farrell, star of Batman. One of the stars of Batman. Him as Penguin's fantastic. I'm gonna rave about that movie forever. Because my favorite type of Batman is like a detective-y style Batman, like not the big like Justice League help fight aliens who are like
the ground level Batman.
Yeah, I like ground level Batman who's like kind of realistic.
Yeah.
And like I like a Batman who has severe issues and like isn't like a big playboy millionaire. Like it's I really love that new movie. But straight up, I highly recommend it, and I highly recommend the Batman Arkham games. It's actually made me like, I'm excited for Gotham Knights now that it's got a release date.
I have a question.
Yes.
What did you think of Robert Pattinson's Batman?
You're asking the wrong person because I'm on the other side of the scale to a lot of people. Like my pa, he's not very excited to actually go see the movie, which is crazy because my pa will watch a fly crawl up a wall. But I absolutely loved Robert Pattinson as Batman. Like straight up, he's up there as one of my favorite Batman.
Cool, because I've seen trailers, which controversial opinion. I think trailers are part of the movie viewing experience now, and although they do show a fair bit of the plot.
Yeah. You get spoilies and stuff.
Yeah, the clips I've seen of him doing his Batman, I actually think are quite good. Like he's nailed the aggression needed in Batman's voice when he's miffed.
Yeah.
I was honestly kind of worried, and I think that's a bias purely because of his association with things like Twilight and his small stint in Harry Potter before his character was offed and stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, it's definitely an interesting. I thought it was an interesting choice of cast. But yeah, I'm honestly that's my question as a go-to for anyone who's seen it is what was his Batman like?
Yeah.
And so far, most people I've asked, including yourself, have said, yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved it. I love the costume design. One of my favorite things about it is, this is in the opening 3 minutes. There's anytime he walks into a scene, it's slow and deliberate, and it feels scary.
Yeah, there's some.
It's so cool. It's so just they also have their cake and eat it too, where it's he's Batman, so sometimes he's super stealthy and you can't hear him at all, and then other times he's walking down a hallway into the scene and you just hear these slow, deliberate footsteps. It's okay, well, I suppose he's meant to be quiet, but it's cool as hell. I love it.
Tell us about Arkham Games.
The Arkham games are fantastic. I'm still not a big fan of the final one. I really liked the prequel from WB Studios, who not Rocksteady. Rocksteady were working on
Origins?
Arkham Knight. Yeah, Origins. I really liked Origins. They had a different cast for Batman and Joker, which I actually really enjoyed. Roger Craig Smith as Batman and Troy Baker as the Joker, which they were originally teasing as it being Black Mask, and then very early in the game it gets revealed that it's Joker. What do you expect? I don't think you can ship a Warner Brothers property with Batman in it without having Joker in it nowadays.
No, I think it's legally binding.
I think they're like, no, you must put Joker in this movie.
They're lucky
or
they
this
got
game.
away with
You have to.
it not being Mark Hamill. Truth be told.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, like, there was a lot of pressure on Troy Baker about, like, hey, you have to do Mark Hamill. Good luck. And, like, hey, he showed up.
Do Mark Hamill.
Do Mark Hamill.
Everyone, that's your takeaway from this evening. Do Mark Hamill.
Y'all watch Mandalorian? Star Wars.
Yeah, good. Cool.
Star Wars.
Anto. Yeah, it's a podcast, buddy. You got to talk. We went through this last show.
Yeah, no, but you didn't ask me a question, so you just said my name.
So, what have you been up to with your thumbs?
Well, thumbs and forefinger on the right hand, because any Dark Souls game requires you to have a claw grip.
Yeah,
I've been playing a shit ton of Elden Ring.
Special thanks to ANZ Games.
Special thanks to
Xbox
Xbox
ANZ.
Australia and New Zealand, because we got a review code from them, which was extremely handy, because
We're big time now, baby.
without it, I probably wouldn't have bought the game quite so soon, or played it quite so soon. But yeah, no, it's the disclaimer is it's a Dark Souls game. If you don't already like Dark Souls, you're probably not going to like Elden Ring. Personally, I've played and finished the first and the third Dark Souls game a couple of times each. It's basically them, but way better. And there is clear influence from Breath of the Wild and other games that sort of
As there should be.
have spawned because of Breath of the Wild being so wildly successful. That's basically it. If I've got free time and I'm not spending it with my partner Coda or
Rebuilding a
eating.
PC.
building a PC, sleeping, working, I'm just trying to play Elden Ring.
Wow. So you've dropped off that Arceus train.
Yeah, I did. Pretty hard. And that's not because Arceus is a bad game. It's just Elden Ring has this uncanny ability for you to go, okay, I'm going to walk over here, and then all of a sudden something catches your eye, and holy shit, it's a boss that wants to destroy you in 2 hits, but you got to learn the patterns and stuff, and that's satisfying.
See, Arceus has got something very similar, and they're called Parasect. And they don't... So, Braden hasn't played it.
No, I haven't yet.
So, you know it's a semi-open area
Yes.
type game. For whatever reason... So, you have different types of Pokemon, because I've only been playing Arceus and Fortnite. You have different types of Pokemon. Some are aggressive, some are docile, some are blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha.
For whatever reason, they decided Parasect, no matter what your level, will step up to you no matter what. He does
just
not
straight up
give
stomp
two
you.
S's.
We'll hunt you down.
He will come straight at you, and he will use his pissy little level 6 attack, and he will take you on.
Oh my god.
No matter where you are.
That's such a weird pick. Why
Yeah.
would they do Paris? What?
Parasect. Yeah, just not caring.
Weird.
So you just throw your balls at his face and capture him. But yeah, I've just been shiny hunting in Arceus. That's all I've been doing. And we played Fortnite last night. That was fun, wasn't it, Anto?
Yeah, we did. We got a couple of wins as well.
We
which
just
was-
Anto
was
and I
nice.
sort of because Floppy had parental things to do. Anto and I were playing, and we got a couple of victories. Good teamwork. I think we're a pretty solid team, you and I actually.
Works pretty well.
Good teamwork. Then we played some trios, didn't win a thing. And then Anto had to leave, and Floppy and I played a couple of rounds, didn't win. Not saying anything.
No.
So what you're saying is the key component of any and all teamwork when we play Fortnite is me.
Is me. Yeah, that's right. As I said last night, we work as a team, and we do it my way.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
That
no
sounds
I
about
in
right.
team, but there is an I in meat pie, which is an anagram of team. I don't know.
This isn't Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Okay, let's crack on to some thoughts. Speaking of Pokemon, Brayden, did you see the Pokemon Gen 9 reveal?
I didn't see it in the morning.
Right.
I think it was like the afternoon, and like I was at work, and someone mentioned it, and I was like, "There's a new Pokemon game." Like
Already?
I had no idea. I was like, "What?"
Yep.
Like that came out of nowhere. Like I didn't even hear any like the murmurings of things. It just sort of happened.
You heard murmurings.
Well, like I heard like you predicting it.
Yes, that's right. That's what you heard. That is exactly what you heard.
Yes.
And did I put my money where my mouth was?
You did,
I put it in our Fantasy Critic,
Yep.
both the host one and the Patreon one.
and you've kept it there this
And
whole
I've kept
time.
it there. Yep, have not dropped it. I had faith. I had 100% resolve. I didn't actually. If it was going to get to July, I was going to drop that like a hot potato.
Yeah, that I could see that happening. Yep.
But it's there. I'm very happy with that. Speak just very quickly on the Fantasy Critic. I don't think I can catch you this year.
Hey,
like, already.
I purely from Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Purely. Elden Ring got like so many points.
I know.
It scored so high.
I
It's
know.
terrifying. This was actually a fun trailer, I thought.
Yeah, so what did you think?
I mean, I think it still looks like a DS game. But I mean, hey, I don't know what to expect, honestly. That rain was quite detailed by comparison.
I think it looks a lot more polished graphically
Yeah.
than Arceus did.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think Arceus, like, no, I don't want to trigger anyone, but I still think it looks like poo-poo. This looks really fun. This looks like exactly how I imagined my DS Pokemon games looked. And yeah, I think it actually looks really, really fun. I love the new starters.
Yep. Who's your pick?
Oh, well, I mean, come on. I think it does come down to, I think there was a lot of internet discourse within like 10 minutes of it being released, of a lot of people saying, hey, keep that cat on 4 legs and do not give it tits. My God.
I mean,
please.
To be fair, like, we've had so many starters that have gone from being a quadruped
Yep.
animal
It's a fighting type.
to a fighting type,
Or it's
humanoid.
It's humanoid and it's got a wizard wand.
yeah,
And it's like, but like, look at these guys.
So we got Hashcat. We've
Yes.
got Fire Dial, and we got Donald Trump.
Oh no! It's Dewey Duck from DuckTales.
Yeah,
It's just Dewey. He's the same colors. Dewey Duck and his pompadour is fantastic, and that's exactly what they did with this. So for me, it's between the cat and the duck.
really? I'm going Fire Dino.
I mean,
Fire Dial, whatever his name is.
I think its evolution is going to be the best out of all of them because I've seen a lot of people just sort of predicting that the duck is just going to turn into Donald Duck.
That'd be cool.
Because like,
If he doesn't have pants, I'm all there.
oh, 100%. Do not give that duck pants and do not give that cat tits.
Hard rules here on Hack the Dino.
You heard me, Game Freak.
So
Don't do it.
This is why I'm going with the water type,
Oh my God.
Why?
because it looks like Donald from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, it does.
Oh god.
And I'm going to keep it at base form purely for this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend. I did that on Diamond and Pearl. I kept my Chimchar on its base form for the whole thing. Yeah, not an easy game. Not easy to do.
No, that would not
with
be at
a
all.
bad IV starter Pokemon.
Oh, there you go. It also looks like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
goddamn. I heard that in Arceus you can just like evolve whenever you want them to.
No, well,
like once they reach a
They
point.
don't automatically evolve when you hit a level.
You can choose to.
Yeah, once you hit, say, level 36.
That's such
you
a nice, like-
Yeah, it's great. The Arceus is a great quality of life game.
Yeah.
Like,
These things that you expect that would have been inputted in at some point, they're finally evolving a bit.
It's a really great game, and I think because they've mentioned that this Violet and Scarlet, whatever it is
Yes.
completely open world. So I think Arceus was released at the start of the year to ease us into it. So if there was a huge revolt, they could go, oh, well, but of course everyone loved Arceus. It's
Yeah.
what people have wanted. So now they're going, instead of open area, completely open world. They've officially said it. They never said Arceus was officially open world.
Yeah.
But here they specifically said this open world adventure.
Is Arceus still... is that full open world like Breath of the Wild, or is it still like
Arceus, no, it's open
worlds?
area. So
Yeah,
you have your
open
hub
area,
world,
yeah.
hub village, and you go, right, I want to go to there.
Yeah,
And you
cool.
have your
Yeah.
area that
It's-
you can't go any
It's very
further.
Monster Hunter-y, I think,
Yes.
is what
Very
you said
Monster.
last time, Ben.
Yeah, a little bit like Horizon, how like you had to like go through a little pathway to get to the desert area and stuff like that.
Started playing Forbidden West?
I have not yet. I really want to though. I've seen the first 10 minutes and I was like, wow, that's a long cutscene. And then because it summarizes the entire first game for people who
Kachina?
haven't played it, and well, almost. No, it's only 10 minutes. It's not 8 days.
Oh, pity.
But then the second it cuts to gameplay, like it's just like, Jesus, this is what this game just looks like.
Yeah,
This
right.
game is gorgeous.
Anto, what do you think of the Gen 9 news?
I'm pretty excited for it because, like, I jumped onto what was it called, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, because I hadn't played that generation of games before, and I honestly feel like maybe playing the DS versions would have been the better way to go. I got tired of the mainline.
Is it because
Pokemon
you've already
stuff.
played it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably about 8 times now?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like if you're gonna do like a traditional Pokemon style game, it needs to be at least as good as Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And most of them haven't been. So I fell off of it pretty hard when Sword and Shield came out.
Right.
I'm absolutely jazzed for Arceus-style gameplay being the norm moving forwards.
Can you just do me a favor there, Anto?
What?
Just speak directly into that microphone. Just talk right into it. Don't be afraid.
Like this?
Yeah. That's the podcast people will probably love it once the eardrums stop bleeding. But
or you can turn the gain up on your track over on the mixer a little bit.
Give him that authority.
Just a little bit.
Braden sitting there talking sense.
All right. So we also thankfully had State of Play this week.
News.
Yeah, because
2 out of 10.
There wasn't. We've been through this. There wasn't enough news to carry us through this entire show, which probably would have been a good thing because we're running really late now. But that doesn't matter.
It's a fun shambles when Braden's around.
What I've decided is that we're going to go through each segment and give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yep.
And that way we can collate at the end as to whether this was a good direct or not.
Yep.
I've got a hint. I know which way it's going to go.
State of play, not direct.
Oh, whatever. They copied Nintendo. It's always a direct to me. All right, so first up we had
Who did them first?
Nintendo Direct.
Did they?
Yeah, they did the very first one. They were the...
Oh, because they left E3 first, didn't they?
Yeah.
They were like, nah, screw this. We're doing our own thing. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Direct.
So, incidentally, news out today that there may be a digital E3 after all.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think just keeping digital stuff around that time of the year anyway makes a lot of sense.
Whether
people
they did
are already
it or
prepared
didn't.
for it.
Yeah, exactly. It was going to happen. So, Exo Primal, the brand new Capcom IP, where dinosaurs flood through portals and you have to shoot them in a robot suit. So my thoughts, it looks like a mass outbreak from Arceus. It looks like a Musa. Dinos falling out of the sky isn't realistic because they would break their bones.
I did think that.
None of them have feathers. And it didn't do much for me, which seems to be the theme of this entire State of Play.
It seems like my main takeaway from it was this is a weird pick for a cold open.
Yep.
Just to straight up, no like sizzle reel or anything. Just we're going to show you the weird mech dino game.
Really enjoyed how they jumped straight into it, though.
Well, I enjoyed that.
I thought that was great.
But then when it was that game,
Yeah, a bit weird.
didn't do it for me, Sony.
What did you think, Anto?
There's going to be a lot of controversial opinions, I think, at the moment.
It's going to be I feel like we're all going to agree. So I feel like it tones down the hot takes.
You might think that, but Floppy sent me his thoughts that I'm going to share with us after as well.
Okay. Well, my first take on it was, holy shit, is this Dino Crisis?
Which I think was a lot of people's
Which I think
takes.
most people were expecting because they were like, dinosaurs, Capcom, what the hell? I saw the protagonist or one of the main characters they showed off with the red bob cut and stuff, and was like, is that Regina from Dino Crisis? Wasn't Dino Crisis, so I was like, ah. It looks like Anthem with dinosaurs, and I don't know how good that's going to be.
Thank goodness you called it that.
No,
yes.
I 100% was thinking that as well. When it came up with multiple characters on the screen, I was just like, oh no.
And all the Iron Mans.
Yeah, oh no. And then it was like, oh, no. It instantly was just like so many put off fish things.
Let's be honest. The title of the game, Exo Primal, that is a bad name. That is a bad name for a game.
And then the trailer ended with the weird like, oh, we're teasing like a reveal, and then it just was nothing. And it was like, what are they doing?
Like, I kind of get it. Exosuit, primal, monsters, dinosaurs. Like, it's thematic at least, but it doesn't tell you anything.
I've got Floppy's thoughts here.
Here we go.
So experiment.
Oh my god. I love you, Floppy. Love you.
Love you, Floppy.
You're a great human.
I'll do it in Floppy's voice. Looks very cool, like dinosaurs meet Anthem, but then they need to know if it's a single player is a thing. I'm confident in what Capcom has done.
It got a little bit nasally at the end, but to start with, you spend too much time with Floppy. That started and it terrified me. But yeah,
because he starts everything going, yeah, look.
yeah, nailed it.
So what do we give it? Thumbs up or thumbs down? 2 thumbs down. So I was looking at my computer screen. So I'm giving it a thumbs down as well. So 3 down, 1 up. Because
look, all they need to do is rebrand it to Dino Crisis, take away the multiplayer, and make it a survival horror game. Done. 10 out of 10.
I've read theories that they don't want to do another Dino Crisis while Resident Evil's running hot and going through this resurgence because they're basically the same game, just swap out zombies for dinosaurs. So they don't want to sort of mess up. But my argument would be, well, wouldn't that mean that you do bring it out because you've got a popular game here and you've got something with similar mechanics and money?
Sorry, you're telling me that you could make a Dino Crisis just like RE7 and RE8?
So
and
dinosaurs?
You're not?
Yeah, I would play that.
Yeah, it's
like
weird to me that they haven't.
sales.
Yeah,
It's dinosaurs, and it would look amazing. Like, can you imagine their designs? They could do like weird monster dinosaurs if they want to. Oh man, they'd have so much fun with that.
for the podcast listeners, I am nodding along hard with everything Braden is saying.
Next up, we had Ghostwire Tokyo. I think this looks intriguing, but needed more gameplay because it was basically just a trailer. Especially considering this game is out March 25.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I feel like we've been seeing this game for a while now.
Well, it's been delayed and, pushed back and pushed back. And I'm actually, personally, kind of worried about this game.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't show a lot of gameplay, it was a lot of trailers. We didn't see any HUD. We didn't see any real-time sort of excitement happening on the screen. I think it might be in trouble. I think it might be a bit of a fizzer.
Yeah, I feel like this game is in a bit of, like, it's set up for what will be perceived as a bit of a failure, I feel. Just in the sense of, like, because when they first revealed it and, like, it looked like crazy Junji Ito-esque horror. Like,
yes, I remember that specifically.
Everyone was super hyped about it because it looked great. And then since they've sort of revealed even the teeny bit that they have revealed of like what the actual game is going to be like, I feel like everyone has sort of gone, oh, that's not quite what I wanted from that game. So I don't know how much it'll get received well just based from that initial like want and reaction. I feel like it's got potential, but like I'm concerned that this is all we've seen of gameplay.
For a game that comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's...
Like, if this was still a couple of months out, I would not have a problem.
Yeah.
The fact that this is what they're showing, cutscenes, no HUD, no real gameplay, but like we saw some first-person stuff there, but that's easily manipulated.
Yeah, I would feel more comfortable with it if I haven't looked to see, but like if there was even like something on the PlayStation YouTube channel where they're like, hey, here's 5 minutes of gameplay, and it is with a HUD and it is proper gameplay. If they're just like, hey, yeah, here's the first 5 minutes.
Well, my concern as well is that I don't think any review copies have gone out yet.
Ooh.
So we all know that's sort of the kiss of death.
Red flag.
Yeah. Anto, what did you think?
It's a weird statement that I'm going to make, but I personally don't sort of gel very well with first-person shooters or like games in the first-person sort of style. Like Resident Evil 8 and 7 were major exceptions because I really love Resident Evil. This kind of feels like it was made to be an Infamous or like prototype style game set in this universe, and someone went, "Nah, let's make it first person because that's scarier for horror." And yeah, like it's a fascinating take on the world and like the styles. I'm guessing this is, it's Japan because it's called Ghostwire Tokyo.
It'd be pretty wild if a game with Tokyo in the title wasn't set in Tokyo.
I don't know. Tokyo
main
Drift
character
was set in America to begin with.
The main character's called Tokyo.
Oh man, what a...
But yeah, like...
Tony Ko.
Tony Kyo. Yeah, like, it looks interesting. Style-wise, it looks really cool. Like, this sort of, like, futuristic, neon-y, sort of modern Japanese style is very, very appealing.
It's the type of thing that would have a good art book.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't feel
like the
like
concept art.
The highest praise of a game.
The concept art would be real good, and you'd be like, damn, yeah, this has got potential.
Yeah.
All right, I've got Floppy's thoughts here.
Here we go.
Yeah, look, it's not really my jam. Although I love horror and open world, I don't really dig them together. Look very impressive, though.
Okay. That about sums it up quite well.
All right, ups or downs?
I'm at like a
No, up or down, Braden.
Then it's down then
It's a
for
down?
me personally.
It's a down from Anto.
Oh, Anto's
it's down
got
from
double
me. It's 4
thumbs down.
downs.
4 downs.
I
Four
really
downs.
want to like the look of it and stuff, but hey Xbox, if you're listening.
Was this also the game that had the lovely, the incredibly upbeat,
wholesome director?
wholesome, lovely woman who was
Who left?
yeah, who that's the other.
I
red
think that's the
flag.
kicker.
Yep.
She was so full of like passion and drive for this project.
Yeah. So that combined with their awesome initial reveal trailer, I feel like that's created I feel like we wouldn't be talking about this game very much if it wasn't for those
Yep, I
at
think
that
so.
initial reveal.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like otherwise this game sort of just gets lumped in with a bunch of other stuff.
Yep. Speaking of lumped in with a bunch of other stuff, we had Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise. Apparently there's a demo out now. Anto, what are your thoughts on... Have you played that demo?
I did. I played a little bit of it last night.
Does it instruct you to talk into the microphone?
I can't help it.
Do you want me to come move the mic for you?
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, nailed it.
Oh god, the broom arm's gone. No, it's
good.
fine.
Good.
I'm
Well,
just
you have
coming,
to hold
I'm
it.
coming.
I'm just gonna hold it. I played it last night for a little bit. Thank you, Brayden.
That's all good.
We are extremely professional here on Hack
This
The
is an
Dino.
absolute shambles. This really harkens back to the original days of Hack the Dino. I actually had someone come up to me during the week and say, I love how professional and slick your show looks. And here we are, live streaming on Instagram Live, while one of the hosts fixes up the broken boom arm of a microphone. Come at us, EA.
There we go. That's better.
Send us all your review codes.
Hey. Oh, hang on.
Oh, God.
There we go.
So, Anto played the Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise demo,
I did. This is the third demo for this game that I've played.
right?
It's basically Neo or Dark Souls, but with Final Fantasy monsters and mechanics and jobs and stuff.
What we got from the original trailer anyway.
Pretty much, yeah. There's not really a huge amount more to say about it because like you only get a limited amount of time to play this one. It's just if you like Final Fantasy and Dark Souls or one or the other, it's going to be a fun time. That's basically where I sit on it. I'm excited to play it because it's got multiplayer, and I've already lined up a couple of friends to play through the game with.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm keen for it. It's going to get a thumbs up from me because it's
so
Final Fantasy.
Thumbs
But,
up from Anto.
yeah.
What do you think, Braden?
I skipped it.
Yep, me too.
You guys are just avoiding your responsibility to kill chaos. It's not good.
I watched the whole thing.
Let's-
Not for me.
Yeah.
Floppy didn't even mention it in his notes, all right? So,
He forgot. No, straight up, there was quite a few things in this state of play that I just
I think
kept hitting that 5
Yeah.
seconds forward button.
the weirdest thing about Stranger of Paradise is the theme song choice.
yeah, Gundam style. Really weird.
Not quite that weird.
I feel like people will be able to watch back that 2 seconds before Ben said that, and you can see Ben and I racing to think of a funny song. And Ben beat me to it.
I didn't at all. I just went to...
I was going to say Kiss from a Rose.
Yeah, see, that would have been better. We should have gone with that.
But that's believable, though. Like, I could totally see a Final Fantasy with Kiss from a Rose
Anto,
playing over the top.
when it comes out, you have to play it with Kiss to the Rose just playing on loop.
Can I use the Ninja Sex Party cover of it, or do I have to use the Seal version?
The seal, you
gotta
can
be
use it
seal.
indiscriminately between, so it has to be seal, cover, seal, cover, seal, cover.
So like every verse we change it? Okay, cool.
No, the whole song.
No.
on loop.
Also, it does have to be the music video when it's sealed, so it has to play in the corner.
Baby!
Yeah, because it's is that the one that was intercut with Batman?
I think
Yes,
so,
yeah,
yeah.
Batman Forever?
Yep. No, Forever or the other one? Batman and Robin.
I
think
feel
it was
no, I think
Batman
it was
and Robin.
Forever because Forever was the
Man,
one
this
that I
has been
watched
a very
more.
Batman show.
Yeah.
Can you tell? I'm wearing all black. Like, can't help
Speaking
it.
of Batman,
I will very, very, very quickly jump back and say Ghostwire Tokyo, Game Boy Games in the Instagram live chat.
Yes.
Has pointed out. I mean, it's Mirror's Edge with magic,
yeah, cool.
and I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Forspoken. We had a little trailer for Forspoken. It was already announced that this has been delayed to October 11th. It was supposed to be out May 25th.
Okay, yeah, I thought they had. I'd only seen that it got delayed. I didn't realize they put a date to it. So
Yeah, well, I think this was the reveal of
the date?
new
Yep,
date. So my problem here was that they said they would show, here's some gameplay of Forspoken. And then as it started, you look at the bottom of the clip and it says some angles adjusted for trailer.
yeah,
So that's manipulative.
yeah.
Like, yeah, we're showing gameplay, but we're doing it in like a free roaming environment, so we're getting these all cool flippy things. And had you not read that, you'd think that this is the actual game. That is manipulative.
Doing those fun the E3 demos where like they do the slow pan of the camera and like
Yeah.
Do you ever do that when you're playing a video game? You do a deliberate slow pan when you get to like a a scene. I totally do that.
Sometimes when I go back and watch my Fortnite matches just to see what everyone else did, I mess around there, but that's just
I'm guilty of it with 7 Remake when that came out, like panning over Midgar as I saw it in my brain as a kid and just weeping with joy was amazing.
I'm going to throw down a challenge next show. And
Don't mention Final Fantasy?
No, 7. Just 7. Just 7.
Nah.
Just 7.
Nah,
one show.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Resident Final Fantasy fan. It's going to happen.
No. I mean, did that? No, wasn't everyone hoping that they were going to announce stuff at this one?
I thought it was a shoo-in because they specifically said, no, we're going to focus on our Japanese developer partners.
Yeah, that
seems... well, why wouldn't you?
I thought it would be 7 or 16 because 16's probably closer to coming out than Remake Part 2.
I don't think we'll see 16 till at least 2023.
Nah,
at least.
Now Endwalker is out for 14 and the development team are focusing on 16. I would imagine it will happen Christmas time at earliest.
Ooh, big call. Big call. All right,
Hoping it does for Fantasy Critic.
What are we giving Forspoken?
I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Anto's giving it up.
I'm also giving it a thumbs up purely because when they did show their altered gameplay,
Manipulative gameplay.
That's no different from a developer camera Sakurai uses for the Smash Direct.
Yeah, but we know what Smash looks like.
Yeah, Smash is out. You can play Smash while he's showing it off. I thought it had Infamous vibes from the traversal and the fighting and stuff. So I was like, okay.
All right, well, I got Floppy's thing here.
Here we go.
I'm getting more and more keen for this the more I see, but I'm worried it's going to be a bit huge, and I'm already tackling Horizon because I don't have any time to play Horizon.
Nailed it.
Yep.
You almost segued into Ringo from the Beatles.
Whoa.
I can totally see that.
So what do we got? 3 ups, 1 down.
I think my one thing with... Oh, were you down?
I was down. Yeah, they manipulated the gameplay. It looks great. I have every thought that it's going to be a beautiful game.
The one other thing I'm keeping my eye on is... I don't know if you guys saw a article that came out. I think Polygon put it up.
I know what you're about to talk about, I think.
There was an article up a little while ago from a little developers showing off stuff, and they were very proud of the fact that they've got a woman of color as their main character. But how they talked about it in this developer thing was not great, and using terms like urban. And
to
really,
use TikTok terminology, it was just cringe.
Yeah, it was. It from the sounds of it, it sounded like it's the type of thing where it sounds like it's a bunch of white guys riding a black woman.
Absolutely, is that?
Tokenism.
So I'm very interested to see what comes of that, and heck, if it's good and it does things well, I'll definitely check it out. If it seemingly isn't, I will avoid it like the plague.
Yay! Speaking of avoiding things like the plague.
Oh, yeah.
Gundam Evolution was revealed. It's a 6-player first-person shooter Gundam shooty. Nothing really makes it stand out from every other first-person shooter multiplayer besides a popular IP and horrible trailer soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, this thing started and I skipped it in a heartbeat. I can't stress enough how quickly I started hitting forward on this one.
Like just yelling?
The music started and the first thing came up and I just went, nope. And then as I was skipping through it, I was seeing just screenshots basically of what they were showing. I was just like, man, this is so not for me.
So as a resident Gundam fan besides Floppy, Anto, what do you think?
Maybe I just have really bad taste.
Final Fantasy VII.
Shut up. Ocarina of Time sucks.
We know that.
I thought it was interesting. Trailer music was fine.
It was not. Have you listened to it?
Yeah, it's not fine in the sense of it's a score that's going to win an award, but it was fine to sort of complement
for a 6v6 Gundam shooter.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be what you listen to while you're playing it, and I hope to God it's not.
Non-stop. You can't turn it down.
But yeah, I was excited for it. I was hoping it was going to be like a Dynasty Warriors or a Musou game rather than a first-person shooter. I'm miffed that Floppy isn't interested in it because I wanted to play it with Floppy.
Whoa, let's not cast aspersions. I've got Floppy's thoughts right here. Gundam Evolution. Look, I will so play this for a week, then never go back to it. It's a 6v6 multiplayer. But Gundams rock! Come on, just give me a good single-player Gundam. Mech Warrior did it. I don't know why he's Russell Crowe all of a sudden, but
yeah, a little
there
bit.
you go.
I think Floppy just needs to play Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3. That's probably the best single-player Gundam game out there.
All right, what are we doing? Ups or downs?
It's down for me.
It's down for me.
It's like at a kind of like it's up, but
No, you're giving it up.
Well,
Yeah.
so Anto, it's up for a week and then it's down after that.
it's up for a week. Then it's traded in probably.
Story of my life. Okay.
You should see your health professional.
No, you take 2 of the blue pills, right?
No, you take 5.
Boom! Okay, sorry. Sorry, podcast listeners.
Podcast.
Just imagine what I did there, and
Yeah.
you're right.
You're correct.
Okay, next up, we had possibly the greatest announcement this year. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection. I've just written 2 words, and they are fuck yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 13 retro
Jesus, is that how many games?
13.
Oh my god. I just looked over at Ben's list. This is insane.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. So that coin muncher from when I was a kid back in the 90s, and you could never defeat it because it was designed, like the Simpsons game by Konami, just to feed those dollar coins in.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, arcade version, which is another fantastic. It was the sequel to the Ninja Turtles one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES, which is an insanely hard video game to play, but my goodness, it's great. Great game. It's the one where you have an isometric overworld and then you go into a side scrolling. Kind of like Link to the Past. Not Link to the Past. The other one. Link's Adventure. Adventure of Link.
I mentioned this at work, and I mentioned like that these were in there, and Ross and Dan were both like, even with save states, I don't know if I'll be able to finish those games.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game for the NES, which is a port of the arcade game but using NES graphics. It's actually kind of good.
Gotcha.
Quite kind of good port. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project, which is a sequel to that. Then we've got Tournament Fighters. It says for the NES here, but that's not right. It was on the Super Nintendo.
And Mega Drive.
And Mega Drive, which is a Street Fighter fighting game.
That's right, yep.
You got Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, which is a port of the arcade game, but on the Super Nintendo. Hyperstone Heist for the Sega Genesis. Tournament Fighters for the Sega Genesis. Tournament Fighters for the NES and SNES, so both versions. Fall of the Foot Clan for the Game Boy, which was amazing. Back to the Sewers for the Game Boy, which was amazing. And Radical Rescue for the Game Boy, which was also awesome. A lot of these games, super expensive to buy now.
That was what I was just starting to think about.
Super expensive. And it is, they're not a Nintendo property in any way, shape, or form, so we'll never get them on Switch Online. The only way you could possibly play them are through illegal means. So them releasing all of this, I think at the moment it's only been announced on the PlayStation. I'm really hoping it'll be a Switch and Xbox as well.
I feel like if it's not, that's a pretty wild business decision.
It's Konami.
Like they want that money.
Yeah.
And on Switch, like this thing will sell like wildfire.
Yeah, they need the money to pump into their pachinko machines. I'm trying to find footage and information about whether or not this is coming to other platforms.
Yep.
Internet's nada.
Oh, good.
Good. Yeah, cool.
Good
cool.
internet.
But no, yeah, this looks sick. Like getting all those games for like $70?
Yeah, I don't care how much it is.
That's it seems steep for like old games, but like that's so much game. Like, and if you like those old games or like you just want to jump back into them every now and again, like that's the cheapest way to get a hold of them, other than piracy.
I own a couple of these games, like the NES and Super Nintendo ones. I will still buy this.
Yeah. Oh,
I will still buy this and play it because it's all in one neat package right there in front of me.
Love it.
It is coming to Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam.
Yes.
There you go.
So
Freaking
I'm
amazing.
probably going to get it on Switch just for...
Prosperity.
Not even that. Like, it feels right. Like...
Well, a majority of them are Super Nintendo or Nintendo or
it
Game
just
Boy
feels
games.
weird to play games that were so entrenched in, like, the culture of a specific system on a different one.
We'll say re-releasing old games like this. Hey, Nintendo, take notes.
Yeah.
What is Nintendo? Everyone's seen that meme, right? I think that someone posted it in our Discord over at hackthedino.com. Press the Discord button. Come join in. Water's fine. Where it had just a meme of someone labeled Nintendo saying, stop illegally pirating all our Nintendo classic games. And then was someone, obviously the person they were talking to, saying, well, release them and I'll give you money for them.
Yeah, I will pay you.
And then Nintendo's going, no.
Yep. The Nintendo story.
Floppy says, this looks amazing. Can't wait to play all the games I missed. Wondering if they will have the rewind feature that has become popular in these kinds of remakes. 13 freaking games? Wow.
I think that was in the trailer. I think it did have a
rewind?
tiny thing in it that said rewind. I might be going crazy, but I think it said rewind as well as all the save state stuff.
Honestly, it's the only way you're going to beat half these games.
Yeah, honestly, like hearing people's horror stories about trying to finish these damn games.
The damn level in the NES
these damn
Ninja
games.
Turtles.
Pretty sure Game Genie sold as well as it did because of this game at some point.
Yep, I would concur for that.
They
Yep.
just put the cover art on the box of the Game Genie saying, "Do you want it?"
Next, we had Giga Bash, which we've spoken about before. It's a kaiju brawler. Hard to tell what it really is from 30 seconds, but does look neat.
Yeah, it looks like that. It looks like that PS2 game. I think that was a Godzilla one.
Godzilla something. It was like Monster Melee or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's a GameCube game as well. I've got that.
Yeah, because I remember renting that from Blockbuster for the PS2 at some point, and it looks like that, but
looks
with
fine.
modern graphics.
Like
so.
I really like the kaiju designs because they are very reminiscent of Ultraman kaiju. Like
Yeah.
they have clearly taken bits and pieces.
I feel like I've seen figures of these in King Kaiju's cabinet at Greenlight. That's what they've nailed the look and feel of it. So if it's a fun gameplay game, like you get couch co-op.
I think it's couch co-op.
Oh,
I
not
think
co-op,
it's
couch PvP.
possibly like one player plays the kaiju and the others try to take them down.
That'd be fun as well. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Next up. Oh, sorry. Ups or downs? I'm just going to give it an up. 'Cause
Yeah, I'll give it
looks
an up. I like that PS2 game.
Fun. All right. What did Floppy say? Anything? Let's have a look. Made me laugh, but no. Okay.
Fair enough.
So we'll go 3 ups, 1 down.
Oh, here was another skip for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I've got a very good note, I feel. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. All I've written here is, if this is what Street Fighter 6 looks like, I will be happy.
Okay, yeah, you know what? That's a fair comment. That's a very fair comment.
I think it looked really, really cool. I like comic aesthetic in my Street Fighter fighting games. I think Street Fighter 4 did a really, really good job.
God.
Street Fighter 5 was sort of a blend between that and sort of trying to go more realistic. Didn't really work for me. But the way they've done the character models here and the fighting here is very reminiscent of Marvel vs. Capcom, which I'm a big
I can
fan
see
of.
that.
Anto, what do you think? You backing me up here?
Kind of. I feel like this is a solid fighting game. I have played a little bit of it previously. Mm-hmm. If you're not super interested in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, though, it's kind of
Redundant?
It's a hit or miss kind of thing. It looks great. Like, style-wise, it's just... JoJo's is nuts. It's a really interesting looking show.
Yep.
I've not watched all of it, and I'm not super into the lore and story, and I think that's key for this game.
Right.
So, it's going to go either way. It's either
What do you
going to do
think-
really well or not.
What do you think about my comment about if Street Fighter 6 looks like this, you'll be happy?
I'm on board. I think still to this day, bar Street Fighter 2 and 3, Street Fighter 4 is probably the best one, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. You're wrong, but that's okay.
I'm not, but it's
Street
fine.
Fighter 2.
I want Street Fighter 6 to look like this purely because I want buff, bearded, shirtless Ryu.
His name's Hot Ryu.
Hot Ryu. I want Hot Ryu to do JoJo poses.
Oh, yeah.
I want him to do the completely ridiculous,
I'm there for that.
big poses. It'd be so funny.
That'd be
The
great.
thing is, Ryu wouldn't because he'd get too embarrassed that people are looking at him.
Well, also, I don't think his his musculature would even allow for him to move his arms into those positions.
Especially if he has the muscles like we saw last show on Bad Game Arts. I don't know if you saw that. But
the too many extras.
They're just making up sort of muscles.
Just like, that's not a muscle group. What are you doing?
All right, next up. Where are we giving that? Ups or downs?
I mean, I skipped it, so it's down from me, but I'm not a big fan of the JoJo's style, the visual style of JoJo's.
I'll give it an up because I thought it looked interesting. Anto? Yeah, again, podcast,
Double thumbs.
mate.
Double thumbs.
Thumbs
Double
don't
thumbs.
translate.
Double thumbs.
Okay, let's see what
I keep forgetting that we're not, live.
JoJo's Big Adventure from Floppy. Love the style, but not for me. There will be a very passionate niche group that will flip for this. I'm happy for them. Fucking positive Floppy. Fuck off.
I mean, that's what he's known for. He's
It
known
is.
for being just a super positive, chill dude.
That's why he's here, to balance my narcissism.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, narcissism.
Yeah.
Tractor Yomi was up next. Massive up for me. Ever since I saw this game, I was like, yep, that is my kind of jam.
It's the most you game ever.
Want this more than anything. They made it look like a movie trailer, intermittently cut with video game footage. I got from this as well, maybe some time manipulating.
Yeah, it feels like... So now from this trailer, like from the old trailer, it was like, this just looks like a samurai movie. This looks like what Ghost of Tsushima kind of wants to hit. Mm-hmm. And then from this trailer, I was sort of getting like obviously Ghost of Tsushima and samurai movie vibes, but then I was also really getting like closer to like, well, Sifu, like now that Sifu's out with all the possible time manipulation stuff, and then like even some parts of the trailer I was like, this feels like Limbo, like it, like from visual style as well, like it looks excellent. It looks really good.
Yeah. If this plays well, it could be a Game of the Year contender in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, if the gameplay hits, like it'll just be hands down excellent.
Anto, what do you think?
I thought it was interesting. I'm trying to get footage up, but it's not working. There we go.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Very
really
violent.
interesting looking. I'm a really big fan of. It's evading me, but Ben will know what I mean. It's evoking that style, particularly of that one director, Kurosawa. Yeah, and I'm a big fan of that. I don't know how I feel about another sort of time manipulation-y beat 'em up style game coming out quite so soon, because I still haven't played Sifu and I really want to, but it's just too much stuff coming out. It looks super cool. I just don't know if I'm going to get to play it.
I will play it and I will rave about it until you go, all right, yeah, I should probably play this.
Cool, I'm down for that.
It looks really good. Yeah, I think there is a little bit of time manipulation stuff there.
Yeah, or at least some like
this bit, like he's
afterlife
walking through
stuff.
and he's fighting ghosts.
Yeah, I
and
feel
we
like-
all know what I'm about.
There's afterlife stuff here, which is cool. Like these guys are like little monstery people. Like I don't know where this game is going, but it looks cool.
Look at it. Oh, it's breathtakingly beautiful.
think
I
it-
cannot wait for this game.
Yeah, I think it's, to me, like the first thing that I thought was it was like a mixture of Limbo and Journey. But chuck Ghost of Tsushima in there as well. It's like you've put all those games into a blender and come up with this, and it looks really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also loved this.
I was about to say that as
Yeah,
well. They roll credits for
this
the voice
is
actors.
real fun. I love that. I want more games to be doing that. When like, can you imagine how hype a trailer would be if like all of a sudden they like start doing this, so that like these incredible like voice actors and these video game actors and like just actors in general, like can you imagine
credit?
making bigger names out of people? Like I mean, like people like Ashley Birch and Troy Baker and Laura Bailey and all that. Like they're already big names, but they're only big names to us, like
Yep.
the people who actively looked that out and seek
Yep.
that out.
Yep.
Like if they start making a bigger deal out of that, I think that'd be really good for the games industry.
Completely agree. And what I liked as well is the fact that they weren't big names. Because I was sort
Yeah.
of sitting there going, all right, so where's the big name?
They're gonna
Where's the big
end
name?
on like
Yeah, Laura Bailey. And nope. They were all, from what I could tell, majority of them had Japanese names.
can you imagine that trailer, and on the last one it ends on
Whitewashing.
No, it ends on Randall Park. That'd be the best.
Can you imagine if it lands on Randy Savage? And every time he goes through, he goes, oh, yeah.
And you're just like, how did this happen?
Floppy says, looks beautiful. I really dig the one-on-one combat mixed with platforming. Black and white look pretty. Yeah, good. So I think that's 4 ups.
Yeah, is that the first 4 ups?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Then we had an update for Eternal, online co-op and survival mode, because, that game wasn't hard enough that it needs a survival mode.
I thought you said the film from Marvel Studios Eternals. And I was like, what? I didn't see that.
See, that film needs survival mode because
That
that is dead in the water.
That film needs co-op.
Then we went, all right, so Anto, this is where I'm relying on you,
Here we go.
because I had no idea what these last 2 games are.
Same.
First, we
I
had
thought you were going to ask me about Returnal, but okay.
Diofield.
we get Returnal.
Yeah, it's fun shmup. Cool. Diofield Chronicle. All I've written is, no thank you, not for me. What do you think, Anto? Oh! Why?
I do not give a crap about Fire Emblem style games.
Right.
Okay.
And
The
that's what
only
this
one
is?
I'm interested in has been delayed.
Was this... I'm trying to think back to which one of these
This
last
is the
2
strategy
things.
game.
Yeah, because like it was showing all the trailer was happening. Is this the England and Europe themed one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was watching that and I was like, God, this looks like shit.
It's
And
a
then-
real weird mix.
And then like the second it cut to gameplay, I like almost like threw my head back in the shock of what this game was.
And they're just talking all the fucking time. Like, shut up.
It looked so bad.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. But, all right, well, we'll see what Floppy said.
Yeah,
before we
I
move on.
want to see this again because like I remember just sitting there like I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a go, see what it's like, and then I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
All right, so I'm gonna we'll jump to the last game because Floppy's sort of all
God,
tying
and like
together.
this goddamn reveal wasn't It was like maps and talking and
It
stupid
looks-
Game of Thrones style BS. Like,
But just like it just looks so bad.
Look, I think it's for, again, a very niche audience,
Oh, yeah.
especially because it was focused on Japanese developers. And I understand that these games are very, very popular in different countries. But yeah, having this and then following it up with the return of Valkyrie Elysium. Ando, you ever played any of the Valkyrie Elysium games?
do you mean Valkyrie Chronicle?
No, that's Skyfall Chronicle. That's what we played previously. We're jumping on to the last game of the State of Play, which is Valkyrie Elysium.
Yeah, cool. No.
So I called it Naruto Running the Uncanny Valley. Because there was Naruto running, and oh my god, the Uncanny Valley on these models in the game was beyond creepy. Like, there's one stage where they've tried to really animate the face a lot, like too much, and it's almost like their face is moving on the blob where their head should be. It's like, Anto, did you get mullygrubs at all?
I've heard the word, I just don't remember what that is.
Brayden, do you know of mullygrubs?
I've never heard that word before in my life.
Okay, so Mullygrubs was a kids' TV show in the 90s/2000s here in Australia. And one of the characters was just like a
Brayden's
green
reaction's
screen, but
great.
it was grey. See, it's in Naruto running.
Yep.
Just grey screen, but yellow eyebrows, big eyes, and big red lips, and two nostril holes. And the rest was a green screen.
Yep.
And they'd over-exaggerate their mouth movements. And it freaked out every single person who ever saw it.
Yep.
You ask any Australian who was a prepubescent teen in the late 90s, early 2000s,
Yep.
they will tell you the nightmares they had over mullygrubs.
Yep.
Go look it up. Go look it up now, everyone. Mullygrubs. Enjoy it. Enjoy your nightmares. Anyway, this game's like mullygrubs.
This game is giving me nightmares because this just looks so dull.
Yeah, I know.
I
feel like that king who's sitting there.
I've been actively watching this, trying to think about what it would be like to play for me, and it's doing nothing for me.
Look
at
how
all.
bland the world is.
It's not hitting any points of interest in any regard. Like it just looks unfinished and I just don't like the look of it at all.
Some of it looks...
Oh no, put your hand back there. Ugh.
Some of it looks like a PS2 game.
Oh, and they've tried to make it look like Final Fantasy. That's fun.
Yeah, it looks like a PS2 game, but with like the facial expressions of Sonic Adventure characters, where they're all doing this. Like,
Yep. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
For the podcast listeners, Anto's making various funny faces.
I keep forgetting we're not live. I'm sorry.
The Instagram can see you.
The Instagram can see me. That's fine, and I'm sure Ben will put clips up on
Oh,
everywhere
you
else
better
can
believe
see
that
our
funny
faces.
face thing's going up. Yeah.
I just glanced at my laptop and it has Instagram open, and I saw her fucking face again, and it just made me uncomfortable because there's a delay. Oh, yeah.
I feel like these last two games from State of Play should have been something that were up my alley, which is, I'm guessing, is why you're so surprised, Ben. But
Yep.
for me, tactics-style games, Final Fantasy Tactics or bust. And, like, honestly, so many people are hanging out for a Tactics remake. I think this is why this was underwhelming. And Valkyrie Elysium, or whatever the hell it's called, I feel like if you're going to do an action game, and this is, a subjective me opinion, Metal Gear Rising is the pinnacle of, like, third-person slash-em-ups.
Yes, my
And if you're
man.
not doing that as polished and as tight as those gameplay mechanics and controls were, you're doing it wrong.
Did that gameplay have any more than 2 or 3 enemies on the screen at
No.
a time?
No, that's what I said. It looked
It
vacant
looked so,
and
yeah.
boring.
Well, dull. I feel like when you were saying these last 2 games like weren't for you, Anto, I thought you were going to lead into weren't for anything more than a PlayStation blog post. Like, I would expect to just see these pop up on the YouTube channel completely randomly on like a Thursday at like 3 a.m.
I mean, I said to Ben when we were playing Fortnite yesterday, this whole State of Play could have just been a fucking email.
I mean, yeah, like straight up, like I can't think of anything in this State of Play that stood out to me. Like Trek to Yomi, we've already seen before.
Yep. Ninja Turtles.
Ninja
Turtles was a big surprise.
Like, I feel like that's the type of thing that even would have just been released as like a pop up on a YouTube video, but then it would have gone everywhere with all these articles being like, "Oh my god, this is a great deal."
But they could have either put it on last to have that really, awesome, or I don't know, I think maybe they needed to get it out before the other platforms did. Because
Yeah.
obviously if it's coming to Switch and it's coming to Xbox, they're going to have trailers very, very soon. And everyone wants that first grab. So they obviously, oh no, we're having a direct. We'll sign it up. But
Yep.
it feels like they didn't have anything else to show around it.
it feel like this state of play feels like it felt like, because it was 20 minutes?
Yep.
It felt like
It was fast.
it was meant to be 23 minutes and something at the end got cut. Like, it feels like something at the end was like, oh, no, we're not exactly ready to announce something yet.
I mean, that's not out of question.
I could totally see them being like we're going to end with, I mean, Rule of Threes could have ended on 3 massive Square Enix things. Oh, sorry, 2 nothing Square Enix games and 1 massive Square Enix game, which clearly got cut. Like, they could have even just like titles and estimated dates, like anything. It feels like anything was meant to go at the end there, and it just ended.
Yep. I'll quickly read out Floppy's reactions to Returnal, Direfield, and Valkyrie Elysium. Quote, no opinion.
Good work, Floppy.
So I'll read Floppy's final thoughts on the whole kit caboodle. Overall, I think the state of play was great. It's already wrong. It's what I want out of these announcements. Short, sharp, and shiny. Which I agree with. I've got in my notes that it jumped straight in and it just went bang, 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 bang. And while those announcements weren't killer, they were quick. They were over in 2 to 3 minutes. Nothing outstayed its welcome. We got it. We moved on to the next one. It's just that none of the announcements were terribly exciting.
You didn't have any like extended like developer explaining how a game works.
Yeah.
Which are great as their own videos, because like that way the people who are interested in that, they can go and do that.
Yep.
But when you're trying to get things in front of consumers' faces, like you don't really want to slow things down like that. This kept up its pace quite well for what it was.
Yep. Floppy continues, no waffling, awkward presenters, just some vids and some info. Are they always going to be mind-blowing? No. Should they be? No. There will usually be something for most, and sometimes something that will be fantastic depending on your interests. I much prefer this way of communicating progress to fans. It's far easier to consume in our own way. Yours passionately, your diplomatic enabler. So at least he knows.
That's great.
He just keeps sitting on that fence, Floppy.
I think he hits a point where like if they start doing this sort of stuff more frequently, I think then we could enter a world where this is perfectly fine and a totally normal thing. But I feel like that for a while there, they were keeping up the thing of state of plays of big things that you want to be keeping an eye out for.
Yeah.
And then it slowly dropped off that and is now just sort of a collection of small news announcements.
Yep. Anto?
I think the point Floppy made and what you've just expanded on somewhat is something that we should maybe push for. I think regular updates of like game releases and news and stuff delivered in a quick like, hey, here's a quick info dump, like, or an injection of news, like style of event is something that should be normalized in order to stop, you know, like death threats to developers when something doesn't go the way the fans want. Like that's absolutely something we should push for.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, the other part of my brain is going, yeah, okay, but why would you spend money and put resources into an event when you could have literally just done individual trailers for this and not set an expectation by going, hey, here's the state of PS5 in 2022. Check it out for 20 minutes this morning or whatever. Like, I don't know. It feels...
It would then stop those issues of every single time Nintendo announce a Direct, that small corner of the internet going, Hollow Knight.
No, that's why Nintendo now announce it and they go, oh yeah, tomorrow. And they don't give you any time.
They don't let the hype cycle build.
Because they had that and they copped stupid amounts of abuse for it. So they went, all right, fine, you're finding out like 12 hours before it actually launches. Screw you guys.
I would love for them to just do like straight up like, all of a sudden there's a live stream and you're just like, huh? What? And there's like a 10-minute countdown and people have 10 minutes to get ready to actually watch it live. Otherwise, you just watch the VOD.
I reckon it's where we're headed.
Yeah.
I want to know if there's any benefit in these smaller games or games we may not have necessarily heard about being lumped in with some of the big announcements. Not obviously this state of play, but I'm thinking more the Nintendo side of things. Like, you know, there's a Nintendo Direct coming. You know that you're going to see Metroid some fashion.
We're never going to see Metroid again.
No, we're not. But you know what I mean? Like lumping in, it's the opportunity to get your eyes on something that you may not necessarily play.
Yeah, I think it definitely works well in that regard, but I do feel like this format does lend itself to. I feel like you do need that one big thing.
You do.
And
this had
again
Ninja Turtles.
Even that the fact
You
that
need a big
collection of old Ninja Turtles game was the biggest thing
For a PlayStation State of Direct.
for a 20-minute state of play. Like what world are we living in?
Yeah.
Like, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But I'm saying like I feel like yeah. Even like I know people don't love them, but like even just the announcement of a title, or like this is in production. It's anything.
I think as well because there's such a distance between them. Like
Yeah.
if they were doing this back in the old PlayStation blog days where they would release these trailers or release this info almost weekly and it just became part of the norm and people didn't get their expectations up. But when you put a gap between them like that and they only have 4 a year or whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's going to build that hype. And if you don't have enough to show and you're not showing them as frequently, people are going to be disappointed. Whereas if you had maybe every 2 months you had one, like just a small 10-minute one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the update on these. This is the update on this. People will become accustomed to it not always being mind-blowing. And it doesn't always have to be mind-blowing. I agree with Floppy there. But the expectation is that when these things come up, they're an event.
Yeah.
And events have a certain degree of wanting.
Yeah.
And if you don't fulfill those wants, whether rightly or wrongly, you're going to run into danger.
Yeah. So yeah, either you start doing them more frequently and you make less of an event out of them, or you do them less frequently, make an event out of them, and you make it worth people's time.
What else can you tell us about, Braden?
I can tell you about the wonderful folks at Greenlight Comics, which includes me. Come buy your comics and manga there. We sell so much manga. Oh my god, manga is just insanely popular at the moment. It's terrifying.
And what else do you do?
I also do a wonderful little podcast called Millennial Movie Talk. MMT. It's a movie podcast. Where
Not
we
to be
chat
confused with MDMT or MGMT.
MGMT. Actually, where that kind of works. We used to have a terrible name, so now we have MMT, Millennial Movie Talk, which isn't accurate to anyone on the show.
Correct, because you're all Zoomers.
But it works well for a title.
Yep. Clickback, SEO.
And we made a nice logo, and we have committed to it. But no, you can catch our review of The Batman. You can. We should be hopefully having some more reviews coming soon. Thanks to my work at Greenlight, I think I'll be the only person I know at all going to see Morbius.
Lucky you.
I want to go and see Morbius just because I'm curious about it.
I'm curious.
He's the most boring freaking Spider-Man villain.
Not enough to pay for a ticket, so I'm glad I got free ones.
Okay.
Thanks, Sony. But I'll be taking my pa to see me. My pa loves the Resident Evil movies and the Underworld movies and those type of movies. So we'll see if he enjoys it, but I also don't think he enjoys Jared Leto very much, so we'll see. He's very glad we got free tickets as well. So that review will be coming up
Well, it's already a glowing recommendation.
start of next month.
Wouldn't bother seeing if I didn't get this for free.
Yeah.
MMT.
Thanks, Sony. I am curious to see how much of Michael Keaton is in it, because I assume he's in it for like 10
There's
seconds.
literally 10 minutes of him, I think.
Like I wouldn't even say 10 minutes. I think he would be in that movie for maybe 30 seconds. And it's going to be so fleeting. The fact that Matt Smith is the like lead antagonist of the movie, and he's only had a line of dialogue in the final trailer.
Yeah.
This movie is set for failure. They're
also-
still casting like Craven and stuff. I don't know what Sony are doing at the
Also,
moment.
rumors that there were reshoots because they wanted one Andrew Garfield in it after the
Oh
popularity
my
of Homecoming.
God, please. That would actually make me enjoy the movie, honestly.
You mean to tell me that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are actually in the new Spider-Man movies?
No.
No.
No, they're not. They're definitely not posting it on all their social media and marketing, and it's not everywhere, no matter what.
Well, I've actually managed to avoid basically 99.9% of all of that. So,
oh, congrats, good
thanks.
for you. He should win an Oscar.
No, it's fine. I knew. It's fine.
I was panicking, man, because I
incredible.
thought we ruined someone's day.
Man, no, but when Andrew Garfield shows up in the Batman, it's incredible.
Right?
No, honestly, can you imagine? Oh, it'd be so good. But you can go check out our stuff over there. You can see when we got thousands of people angry at us when we didn't like Godzilla vs. Kong. You can, for some reason, see our most popular videos, which are MCU castings that we did 3 years ago. And they're our biggest videos we ever did. You can see the Oscars in memoriam that we did, that people didn't get the joke because it was about things that got snubbed that year at the Oscars. And people were like, that person isn't dead. It's like, oh my God, it's a joke.
No, it's the internet. People don't do jokes.
Yeah, people.
No-
I think
no
it's
jokes.
really interesting that your cat's video is like the lowest one here, which is very good.
Well, hey, tell you what, Alex and I went and saw Cats. Alex loved Cats, and I hated it with a passion. But hey, you know what? That's movies for you. We've all got different opinions. You can listen to us yabber on about No Way Home and all that jazz, and Colin Farrell's dick.
Cool. You know what I like about like talking about games and instead of movies? Movies, you have to commit at least 2 hours of your life to. Whereas
true.
games, I can go 30 minutes, done.
Yeah, games you can literally watch a trailer for something and be like, no,
Not me.
not at all.
Yep.
Whereas for a movie, you're always going to have that thing where you're like, I should give it a go though. Maybe. But games, I can watch a trailer for that random Square Enix shit and be like, I'm never going to touch that, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I see a trailer for a movie and I'm like, I do kind of am curious and I want to see what that movie's about.
See, I go the other way. I see a movie trailer and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't need to see this.
Well, yeah, some movie trailers are very like that.
And what else do you do?
What else do? I do social media for Hack the Dino. So if you head over to hackthedino.com and you check out our Instagram and our TikTok and our Facebook page and all that good stuff, I do that when there's stuff to talk about, which, honestly, until State of Play, there wasn't really anything happening this week.
No, there wasn't.
Surely a new skin in Fortnite.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, there's
I
a
think
few of
MJ's
those.
coming out.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Finally, something to get me.
No, Michael Jackson, sorry.
Oh,
I
no.
got my
Oh,
MJs
no.
mixed up.
Oh, no.
The
Don't
recurring
play
jokes
with that
come
skin,
back.
kids. Don't.
No. It comes with an age requirement.
And pants.
But yeah, other than social media for us, you can also find me on Instagram under Yo It's Anto with a 0, not an O, because someone's already taken my name.
Bastard.
Classic.
I generally just post occasional video game pickups and bits and pieces here and there when I have time between working overnights and sleeping and Elden Ring to do stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, not a whole lot else. I play video games. I'll occasionally stream on our Twitch channel when we can get it working.
Oh, the Twitch channel's fine.
Twitch channel's
the
fine.
computer.
It's just it's this PC.
Which will be fixed next show because we're going to buy a new motherboard.
Yeah, we have to buy an entire new motherboard.
Yep, we're gonna sort it.
So if you'd like to head over to patreon.com and select the motherboard option.
You can drop $250 to help actually make the computer not shit itself.
But
I do feel kind of bad because I built the computer and I'm worried that it's something that I did.
Well, that's why, you left. You saw the writing on the wall.
I was
I'm
just
gonna
like,
get out
well,
of here
that
before it
motherboard's
blows."
wobbly. I'm going to get out of here. No, I'm going to make the effort to help fix the computer to make up, balance it out. So.
And then you can head over to Bad Game Arts, where I look at the worst art that the 90s and early 2000s had on video game covers mostly. I sort of gone off the video game art books for a while and just found a plethora of really bad video game art on covers. Now, Anto, is the internet working enough that we can actually see some of this, or should we just wrap things up? We are wrapping things up, ladies and gentlemen.
I will say, I've been reading old Marvel comics lately, and speaking of bad game art, I'm incredibly worried about like some of the errors of Marvel that I'm going to get into over these next couple months and years and everything. Because like I see the art from some of these, like especially like 90s comics, and it's just like
Mark Bagley.
I don't want to read any of that at all.
Are you just holding the mobile up to the camera?
Yep.
Mobile.
Well, I guess you're not really missing out on anything.
Cellular device.
But Bad Game Arts, check that out. But you can also go to hackthedino.com and find links to everything that we do. Thank you very much, Braden, for coming tonight.
Thanks for having me, Ben.
Appreciate you coming back, and it will hopefully happen more often when you're not so busy.
It will. Thankfully, this timed up nicely. Well, I mean, it didn't time up nicely for Floppy to be in ISO, but like it timed up nicely where it was early enough in the uni semester where I didn't feel like my brain was going to explode. I'm almost there, but it timed out nicely. So, and it's always fun to come and chat shit with you guys.
Yeah, and see my head explode.
Yeah, it's great fun. And the tech difficulties are a hoot and a throwback.
I can't believe we went and got a PC and didn't even use it.
I can't believe we've had the wonderful folks on Instagram Live over here. We've had the wonderful Carl and Bud. We've had Game Boy Games. We've had Dylan the Villain. We've had Intenvania.
I can't believe this is still going.